All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Thoughts of the Week podcast. And today's episode, I want to go ahead and shout this out for everybody that can make this the hashtag pull up show up, Power 106, hashtag pull up show up, and hashtag Power 106. All right. There's a thing going on, I say, across the country of the U.S. that a lot of people may not be paying attention to. But if you keep your eyes, and some people might be paying attention to it, some people might be paying attention to it and are well aware of what's going on. And, it's rearing, it's showing its ugly head in a lot of different ways. And one of these ways is an incident that happened at Power 106 involving a guy named Gil. I don't remember his last name, also known as the American Cholo. All right. And the thing that's going on is that Black Americans, not Black immigrants or not any other immigrants, but Black Americans are appearing to, not appearing, but they're working on that in a lot of different ways. They're trying to erase Black Americans out the history books in regards to the slavery that's been going on. As you know, the critical race theory talk and all that stuff. And they're also doing it through the employment system in a lot of ways. And they're also doing it by getting Black immigrants from other places, other countries, islands, and also immigrants that are non-Black, all right, from, the Spanish-speaking countries and European countries and Arab countries, and they try to bring them all over here to replace the foundational Black Americans who were here before anybody was here, and the slaves that were sold and brought to the U.S. that combined with the Black people that were already on the land in the U.S. before slavery started. And so this is showing itself through this radio station, Power 106. And so what I want to do is I want to kind of give a call out, a call to action to those who might be living in the Burbank, I think it's like the LA Burbank area, to show up on Wednesday. All right, Wednesday, I think that's August the 10th, from 12 p.m. It's time for 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., but the organizer of the event, Connie, is saying 12 p.m. until. All right. So we need everybody to show up there. We need everybody to respond. Black Americans specifically, you need to come show up and respond, because these things are happening across the country. Gentrification is going on. Again, there's a thing in the prison system where the Latinos are allowed to snitch on Black prisoners. And then in the employment system, Latinos are being made to replace, and if they're working with Black people in a particular place of employment, they are going on and trying to make up false reports on Black employees to get them out the paint. All right. So whether you believe this or not, or realize this is going on, stay around a little longer and you'll find out. So what I'm going to do now is show one of the pull-ups, 3 different videos from one of the pull-ups, and then it's going to be kind of short. One is a 30-second or 20-second. Another one is 30 or 40 seconds. The other one is 2 minutes. And then I'm going to show you a 20-minute video of Connie kind of breaking things down in regards to the event. So what I need y'all guys to do is definitely ask your family and friends. If you don't live in that area, but you have family or friends that live in that area, ask them all to show up and support this particular movement. All right, this is really something big that's going on, and you really need to show up. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and roll the videos, and after that, we just going to get up out of here. All right, so let's check out the videos. Let's go.
Do is hire this is what I'm saying. Listen to the Latina. Listen to the Latina. You heard her say this is her land and they just got here in the 80s. In the 80s. We have been here. We're foundational to the country.
Shut the fuck up.
Call the police. Did you get that on record? That's assault. Someone call 911 right now. Call 911. Call ICE. Call ICE. Call 911. We have them assaulting us all because we're fighting for our economic viability. Get her on camera. She came here. She came here yelling and screaming. She can't control herself. She's volatile. She's not right. She's ghetto. She wanted to fight me. She said, let's act like we're in the living room. In what culture do you fight in your living room? We don't do that here in the United States. Not in Black American culture. She wanted to fight me in a living room. Who does that? We're having a political conversation and she wants to fight because her mind is so low level that she can't conduct herself at a high level and have an intellectual, productive political conversation. Then we have a guy, a troll with a hat on, and his most intellectual words are blah, 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 blah. And this goes to show you how much people who are living off of us do not care what is happening to us.
You coming for me?
Yeah, I'm speaking for myself. Don't take it on anybody else.
You're coming for me?
Me?
Okay.
In my picture, I'm coming for you.
Okay. And what's your name since you're so bold? Yeah. I'm putting you all over the internet.
You're not waiting.
Go home, coward. Go home, coward.
Here at 2600 West Olive, on the corner of Frederick and Olive. This is the home of Power 106. Got a nice little crowd here gathering, about to go inside, hold these dudes accountable. Got a couple other people went to the bathroom, the guy over there with his dog. But here's the one thing we want everybody to understand is that Tiger pulled his video down, man. And he was disrespectful to fat people, but not necessarily the Latino race. But he apologized anyway. Power 106 has no black, absolutely no intern. They don't have a black manager. They don't have black DJs, but they play black music. And they gave this guy, Gil, a platform to talk about the N-word and other things that he felt about the Tiger video. So he should be able to do that, and we don't have an issue with him talking about the Tiger video, but do not disrespect the black culture. And the radio station should have had an equal representation of black people, not just working at the station, but being able to address that issue. So we're about to go in there and see what they do, see if they let us do what we do. We got reasonable black people here, and then we got those who will get it cracking if anything were to happen. So a nice combination. But let's see how we can do this the right way. See if we could do it, pull it off, being respectful, and they respect us back. No disrespect to the other culture, and no disrespect to those who were offended by Tiger's. Those who were offended by Tiger's video. I think that's probably what he should have said is, instead of apologizing, he should have said, look, it was not my intention to offend you. And please forgive me if I did offend you, but I wasn't the purpose of the video. But some of the things that happened after that were totally disrespectful. And we're going to address that now with the radio station.
What is it called when you go live on Twitter? Yeah, you do videos on Twitter.
I got like 30 people that's one.
Let's go in and represent our people and our cause the way that we always do, and not the way that they present us as, people who we are not. And again, the goal is to meet with them, to set forth our issues, put forth our demands, ask for a follow-up meeting, and a liaison that'll work directly with us to follow through on the actions that we're going to discuss either there if they meet with us or afterwards. So thank you. You guys ready?
All right, we're here. Let's see what happens. Let's see how that's going to work. But we're here.
Hey, bro, keep going. Bro, you can't come up here with us, bro. I don't want you coming up with us, bro. Yeah, you with the blue jacket. Yeah, just hold on tight. Hold the front line out here for us, bro. Appreciate it, but we will handle this left that we in here.
Whose uncle is that? Somebody's uncle want to come in. Oh, excuse me.
Okay, so we're in your order on the laws with regards to all right.
Aren't these nice offices?
Air conditioned too.
Yeah, wouldn't it be great if our people were employed here? Since they're playing our music all day.
Yep, there's that one.
What did they tell us? What are we doing?
They called up. I did call early this morning, asked for a meeting. I forgot the young guy's name that I spoke to, so he said he would get back with me. He has not gotten back with me. I just checked in with the guard. We are at Power 106 at 2600 West Olive Street, Burbank, California, and we're here to discuss the. Yes, sir.
You call back and says you don't have an appointment, so nobody allowed.
Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. All right, so shall
It's
we?
unfortunate.
Yes, it is unfortunate. It's unfortunate because they know why we're here. They know that we are very upset that they are giving a platform to Gil Tejada, American Cholo, who, despite all of his, I'll just be blunt, lies and protestations, is claiming that he has not been calling black people niggers, that he has not been calling black people coons and ghetto. That is his issue, but it became our issue when he doubled down, despite the fact that he demanded that Tyga, who, by the way, we are black Americans, no disrespect to Tyga, Tyga is not of our lineage. Tyga is not equipped to speak for us. One, because he does not come from our lived experience. It is very important that anybody in this movement understand you cannot allow other people to speak for you, because what we have is in our DNA. It's in our oral history. It's passed down. The greatness that is us is because it is our culture. So when you have other alleged black people speaking for you who come from homes with a completely different culture, it is not disrespectful for us to not have them speak for us. We don't speak for Haitians, we don't speak for Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Afro-Latinos. We don't speak for any African group. Why? Because we're not of the culture. We don't know enough about those cultures to speak for those people, and nor should we dare do that. So back to Tyga, this is another reason we're here. We have to stop allowing people to call people to the carpet on our behalf. And we've got to educate people like Tyga to understand that it is incumbent upon non-black Americans to say, I am not a black American freedman. I am not a black American Negro. I am not a black American descendant of chattel slavery. I am not from the United States, where I can trace my lineage all the way back to enslavement. We've got to hold non-FBA, foundational black Americans, freedmen, to the highest standard possible. People are calling us xenophobic, divisive. No one tells the Chinese that they shouldn't, that they're divisive because they don't include themselves in Japanese culture. Nobody tells the Cubans that they are divisive. because they want to delineate from Mexicans. So back to Tyga. What we have with Tyga is Tyga had no business speaking for us. He should have just spoken for Tyga, because they called him to the table as a representative of Black American freedmen, which he is not, and we're all fully aware of that. So then the second prong of this is Tyga gracefully apologized. Tyga held himself to the standard of a man, and he apologized. On the other hand, the guy, Gil Tejada, the Latino who pretends to be a Mexican American, who's actually a Honduran, which is weird because he's just as brown as us, but he would not apologize once we noticed, well, hey, wait a minute. You want Tyga to apologize because you believe he has disparaged your people, but you don't want to apologize to Black Americans, and we can pull up video after video after video of you, and I'm going to say the word, of you calling Black Americans niggers, coons, ghetto, and laughing about it. And in no moment to this point has he said, you know what, I was wrong for that. So now what he's doing, so now let's get to the Tariq Nasheed aspect of it. So now what he's doing is, Tariq said to him, Tariq Nasheed, for those of you who don't know, is a very, very popular, how would I describe him, Deborah? Is he a podcaster? He's an entertainer extraordinaire. He's an influencer, teacher,
an activist,
yeah,
an educator.
Modern day Renaissance.
Right.
He's a modern day Renaissance man,
for
right?
sure.
Which comes from our culture. What do you say? Well, now, we all have to eat.
Yeah,
you know what? I don't expect anybody that's doing movement work to go broke.
Right.
I'm going to digress and get back on point. Let's stop accusing people of being grifters who are actually out there doing the work.
Correct.
People want activists to travel all around and show up and talk to the congressional Black caucus, right? So if you want people to do work, support them. If you believe that person is honestly working, I just wanted to throw that out there. So now back to Tariq. This isn't about Tariq. This isn't about Tyga. What this is about is the continued disrespect where people are. It's so many things going through my head. I'm thinking about the Beyonce situation right now, the Lizzo situation. Everybody has their thumb on us. Everybody wants to hold us accountable for things that are typically out of our control or we didn't do. So back to the Tariq, Tyga, Gil Tejada, fake American Cholo guy. So he doesn't want to apologize. And what Tyga said, like a man, Tariq, the T's and the T's and the T's. So what he said was, hey, let's meet in the studio. I'll meet you in the studio. You can meet in my studio. I can meet at your studio. Did he do that? No. He declined the offer. He literally declined. And now what he's doing is running from show to show, from podcast to podcast, pretending that Tariq, and as we know, people are trying to make Tariq the leader of our grassroots movement. We are a people that are coalescing and coming together behind a bonded, I don't even know what did you call it? Not even just our lineage. Well, I'm actually talking about the trauma. We're all here because we're bonded from the trauma of enslavement till today. And for those of you that don't know, I'm not going to get into all of this. Some of us were here before. Some of us did come through enslavement. But anywho, don't say anything that I said, anywho. So what we have to understand is that this guy, Gil Tejada, is creating a false, he's creating a false narrative. Yes, he's creating, guys, should I wait until everyone comes back in? That's an open racist who's now running around creating a false narrative that Tariq is the racist and that Black Americans are the racists, and that we're trying to create a race war, when in fact all he had to do was meet Tariq like a man and squash it in a studio. They're both entertainers. It shouldn't be at a level. Now he was on a podcast with Snow. He was on No Jumper. I can't remember the other podcast. So what he's doing is he's running around telling people, oh, well, Tariq is creating a situation where people can die in the streets. Tariq's doing no such thing. He's doing that. He had an opportunity to meet with Tariq. He did not meet with Tariq. He declined to meet with Tariq. He's pulling up to studios with 50 guys with him, some of them essays, in wife beaters, which is giving off this visual of what? Gang activity. Then he shows up on No Jumper and tries to deflect and says, well, Tariq chopped the video up. I was repeating what was said to me. Everybody knows the cardinal rule: no non-black person, not even Caribbeans, Africans, Afro-Latinos, none of them. No one gets to say nigger, ever. Shut it down. Do not allow it. I don't care if it's the homie. I don't care if it's a family member. Shut it down. How are you still going on television and using the coon word and ghetto, and you know that you're not supposed to do that? So he's trying to back up what he's doing by saying, oh, I was telling a story, but we have too many videos showing that he uses the N-word all the time. And again, Tariq is not even responding to this guy. So he shows up yesterday or whatever day on No Jumper saying, oh, you're going to get people killed in the street. You're the one that won't sit down with Tariq. You're the one that won't squash this. You're creating a narrative to vilify black people once again, and we're not having it. So now we're here at Power 106, 2600 West Olive Street, Burbank, California. Why are we here? Because they're giving them a platform. They're giving this guy a platform. He's been saying the N-word forever, and they know it. Then they gave him a platform to sit and lie. So that's our first issue with them. Our second issue with Power 106 is the fact that Power 106 plays what music? Can I hear it? Hip-hop, R&B. What else? I don't know. Jazz. I don't know. But they're playing our music. Right. They're playing our music 24/7. What's wrong with that picture? If we had a station and we played Latino music and all of the on-air personalities were Black American freedmen, would it go down? Right. And that's going to take me back to our boy, Fake Cholo, Gil Tejada, the American Cholo. Okay? So, what did you just say? Because I got a little off.
Yeah, they'll, if we do the same thing, they'll boycott the first day we do that.
Right. Nowhere in this country does anybody else's culture get appropriated. Yes, we have the best culture in the world. Yes, we're great people. Yes, we're a beautiful, creative, intelligent people, and inventive people. We have 50,000 patents for those of you that don't know. Look it up. We them boys. But everybody feels that they're entitled to come here and get a piece of us, the American dream. But we're never supposed to demand mutual respect. So to your point, what's his name? The fake Cholo, Gil. He looked into a camera and said, hey, black people shouldn't get reparations. Oh, I got a big problem with that. Now you're really, now what you're doing is you're messing with our livelihood. You're messing with our families. Now you're talking about you want to start a war. You're not going to take money out of our families' mouths. That's what you're not going to do. So what he is doing is he said, all the Latinos should get together and protest our reparations.
Right. You sure did, La Raza.
Now, what do we do when we don't like something? We go out and advocate for ourselves. Have we ever had a moment in time where we went and said they shouldn't get this? No. This ethnicity shouldn't get this. Even right now, with all the billions and trillions that the United States government is pouring into the immigrants that come here, immigrants who paid no dues, But you can land on this country on a Monday, and on a Friday, you have a whole EBT card. You have a whole housing voucher. You have a whole transportation voucher. They have English lessons set up for you, technology lessons set up for you. And we're the people starving in our country, so that's why this is important. No one's going to eat off of our plate anymore. We're shutting this down. So when we get to the demands, we're going to talk about that. So the first issue is them giving a platform to an openly known hostile racist who is now going around trying to create some type of gangland activity that's not happening, that he's creating. The second issue is that Power 106, if we had been allowed in their offices, what do you think those faces would have looked like? I'm just curious. You think anybody looked like us? Right. We're already being displaced in Los Angeles, and I'm hearing about it all over the country. You go into Smart and Final, Home Depot, McDonald's, restaurants, even the corporate jobs. When they're like,
all right, you guys, I'm in this video. We're here at 2600 Olive, Power 106, and you know, it's a division. It's becoming a division where, you know, there's a guy who is creating a division, and now in defense of that division, individuals are speaking their mind, which could really be hurtful to any kind of collaborative effort to end the violence of the street. So just be mindful of the words that you use. Be mindful of people who are listening, and if you have an influence, please use your influence to bring peace. Like that dog right there. Use your influence to bring peace and not to bring division. All right, peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Be sure to show up to this movement. Pull up, show up, Power 106. Pull up, show up, and Power 106. Please tell your family and friends to make sure they come on time at 12 p.m. sharp and be there. Show your support. This will definitely affect a lot of Black Americans across the country. Like I said, there's a lot of things going on, and whether you believe it or not, it's happening right under your eyes. All right. So with that being said, this is Thoughts of the Week podcast. I'm out of here. Peace.